Welcome to today's Flip Nerd VIP show. Today I have with me a special guest, a good friend of mine, Flower DeRaadt's, who's going to talk about her website, The Real Estate Newbie, and a little bit about her experience as a real estate newbie, although she's not really a newbie anymore. But before we get started here, let's take a second to recognize our sponsors. RealtyMogul.com is an online marketplace for real estate investing, connecting borrowers and capital from accredited and institutional investors. Get a rehab loan fast and close in as little as 10 days. Rates start as low as 9%. We'd also like to thank National Real Estate Insurance Group, the nation's leading provider of insurance to the residential real estate investor market. From individual properties to large-scale investors, National Real Estate Insurance Group is ready to serve you. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of FlipNerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. So, Flower, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'll be excited to see you this weekend at Tim's Expo. So.
Oh yeah, reiexpo.com. Excited.
Yeah. Great. Well, we've known each other, I guess, for a little over a year, and obviously you're a fellow Homevestors person as well. Yes. But you started off as a newbie, somebody that wanted to get into real estate investing and took some time to crack in. And there's a lot of people at that stage. There's a lot of people that never kind of crack the code or really get started the way that they had hoped to. And you've fortunately blessed us all with a website called therealestatenewbie.com and sharing some of your experiences. But why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit so we can learn more about you?
Sure. My name is Flower DeRaadt's. I am in South Texas. I actually have a Homevestor franchise down here where I buy houses and remodel them and resell them and do some wholesaling and provide rental properties for investors on a national and international investors on a local level here in South Texas. And so I'm pretty excited that now I can say I'm on the other side of being a newbie. Many times, you're learning. And so I'm really glad that I'm on the other side of that. But I'm a mom. That's my first priority, is being a mom to two beautiful girls, 3 and 6 years old. And I'm a wife, and I am just active in real estate. I love what I do, and I love the freedom that real estate gives me. And I love the ability to inspire other women.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about, I guess, your story, the backstory as a real estate newbie, somebody trying to get started and having a lot of passion and interest in it, but maybe not knowing how to get started, and some of the, trials and tribulations that you had to kind of get started.
Yeah. Well, I started therealestatenewbie.com as a way to journal my experience learning real estate investing. And so I knew that the best way to learn is by learning from those that already been there. And so I said, what's the best way to actually learn? Well, let me pick the brains of those that are active. In the podcast, I would interview real estate millionaires, and I asked them how they were doing. And so I was really active in that and picking people's brains. And so it was really, and sharing that information with people as I was learning. And so as I started to do that, I kind of ended up being on the fence. Many times we get stuck in the rut of just learning, and I think a lot. And so I was just thinking too much and not really taking action. And it wasn't until like 3 years into it. Of course, I was a mom. I had a baby. I had just had a second baby, and they were little. And so I was enjoying just being mom, and being mom to two little girls take a lot of time. And so babies, at that point. And so I was enjoying that part while I was learning, still doing some marketing for some authors and speakers. And so it was just something for me to give back while I was learning. But through that process, I came in touch with a lot of people that encouraged me, that inspired me, and that finally I said, you know what, let's just take action. Let's do something. So I found some investors in a different market that I said, hold my hand. I just said, hold my hand, and I'll give you 50% of what I make. And they said, okay. So they told me what to do. But it's funny because I already knew what to do. I just need to implement it.
Yeah.
So I ended up, making $6,000 in less than 3 weeks on my first deal, which probably took 3 years, but honestly, in 3 weeks I made 6,000, gave them half. But it was that extra push to do the deals. And after that, in my first year, I did, 12 to 15 deals depending on closing dates.
Mm-hmm.
But I did that many deals in my first year after starting real estate investing full time.
Yeah, sometimes it takes just somebody for you to know that somebody's watching you and kind of hold you accountable to yourself. So it's crazy sometimes that folks, at the end of the day, you have to be responsible for yourself, but sometimes just not wanting to face that embarrassment or whatever it might be, the pressure of having to answer the question to how's it going if it's not going well, it really kind of helps motivate you. So,
and I think that's what a mentor is for too. It's good to have a mentor for that reason, because they've been there, they're active in doing it, and you want to be at their level. And so that expectation, that bar of expectation is risen, and you want to meet that. So it's good.
Yeah. So I know over time your website, The Real Estate Newbie, has evolved and slowed down because of kids and speeded up and sometimes and things like that. And I think a lot of people with websites go through those things where they have a grand plan and life gets in the way, and not just websites, life gets in the way with a whole lot of things, right? But tell us a little bit about kind of the website and who you were, I guess initially who you were aimed at in terms of helping, and then how that's kind of transitioning to what it is today or what it's going to become.
Sure. Well, the Real Estate Newbie was geared towards newbie investors, people that were learning and that were in my shoes. It was interesting to see who was reading it and looking at the demographics of who my audience was. And it was everybody from women to moms to older people, that were going into retirement, that were trying to figure out a second career choice or a way to grow their retirement funds. And it was from men that were looking for second careers or ways to provide for their family more, or, so it was across the board. It wasn't just women, which I kind of thought it might be, but it was everybody wanting to learn how to do real estate investing. And so it was geared towards that. And it still is. I mean, it's more evolving now because of where I'm focused, since I'm active in full-time in real estate. It's geared more towards the passive investor. It's more about somebody that wants to learn real estate investing, but necessarily doesn't have the time. Right. Many times, we go to all these seminars and we try to learn all these strategies, and then they tell us just focus on one strategy, just focus on one thing. And so maybe sometimes we don't even have time to do that, because you're a full-time doctor, you're a full-time chiropractor, or you have a full-time business. And so now it's like, how can I teach you how to do real estate investing passively, quickly, easily, but still be educated, so that when you are working with the active full-time investors, you know what they're talking about, you know what they're doing, and you know how to protect your money.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of folks that don't get into real estate specifically because they don't have a team. They don't have people that are looking out for them or their best interests, and they feel like they have to do it themselves, and they just kind of get frozen and not know what to do. So in terms of where the site, where you started off with the site and kind of your adventure of trying to teach others from your experiences how to get into real estate investing, or take it from doing your first deal and then moving up from there. Why don't you talk a little bit about why you think so many people never make it even to that first deal, or if they do make it to that first deal, maybe not beyond? Like what holds them back? What keeps them from moving forward?
I've heard that, from the conferences and seminars, those, 1 day, 3 day seminars that are all across the country that come into your city, that only like 10% or 1% or 5% will actually do a deal from that room. Yeah. So all these people will spend all this money on education and not put their money into doing deals. And so that's actually a big pet peeve of mine. And I've had many gurus try to be on my blog or my show, and I've become more selective of who I allow on there, because I want to be authentic and I want to bring only resources that are actually going to change somebody's life. And I'm a big promoter of home investors, because I've seen success in my life through it. I've seen many, many people become successful through home investors, and change their family tree because of it. And so they're now full-time active investors, and just being surrounded by a group of people that are successful makes you successful too. And so that's been, you'll see on there that I only promote things I believe in, and products that I know will change somebody's life. Right. my goal for the blog and the podcast is for somebody who reads it to feel safe reading that blog, and to feel like that I'm being authentic with them, and I'm not just there to pitch them a product for an affiliate commission, but that I'm there to promote. And big for me.
Yeah. Great. And why do you think, part of the challenge is, I think, with a lot of the seminars and boot camps and weekend things, a lot of them, it's a bigger, I don't know if it's a bigger business, but real estate education is a big business. People make a lot of money. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of those folks that are running those types of organizations or businesses make the money whether the people ever buy or sell houses. So they're not aligned. But it is what it is. And in all honesty, you can't get too mad at some of the ethical ones. It's not that they're all unethical. I mean, most are not. It's just human nature that folks think that I'm going to go take a boot camp and then I'm going to be wildly successful. I'm going to take a pill and drop 50 pounds, but I don't have to do anything. I see all these diets that you don't even have to exercise. You don't even have to change your diet. Just start taking this pill. It's like, hold on, there's something wrong with that.
Right.
But I think a lot of it is just personal responsibility. People need to learn to take personal responsibility, and they just generally need to understand that anything you want in life takes hard work.
Yeah, I tell everybody that I put in my blog, and people that I meet in person that I meet at these events, because I go and I scout them out, and I try to see if it's something that I want to promote. And I'm there to learn. Maybe I'll pick up something new. Maybe I'll pick up, a good little tidbit. And so what I'll do is I'll go to these events, and I'll listen, I'll learn, I'll go as a student. And I tell people next to me, people that I meet that are at these events, if you're going to buy that course, you better take action. There's no point in you buying that course and putting it on a shelf.
Right.
And don't buy it and then blame the course.
Right.
Blame the speaker.
Blame yourself. Yeah.
It's up to you to take action. And I say, find somebody in your local community, go to your local RIA, find somebody that's going to mentor you locally and that's going to hold your hand locally, because at the end of the day, that's who you're going to be around 24/7. And so I'm always encouraging that at these events.
Yeah. So why don't we talk a little bit about women in real estate investing?
Sure.
It's obviously kind of a male-dominated field. It tends to be. There are lots of women that are involved, and maybe they're more behind the scenes. As you know, my wife would. I don't know that she'll ever join me on this show, but my wife is every bit as active in our real estate investing as me, and helps really in more ways than most people know, because I'm kind of the front man. But there's a lot of women in real estate, but not a lot of them are on the front line or on the camera or things like that. But talk a little bit about the opportunity that exists for women as real estate investors.
Sure. There is a lot of women. There's a lot of couples, teams, husband and wife teams out there. And I don't negate that. I think it's very important. It's actually, my husband's a realtor, and we have SouthTexasRentalProperties.com together, him with Texas Valley Real Estate and me with Homevestors. And so we do work as a team. The thing is that he's full-time in a different career, and so this is my full-time, that's his full-time. And as a woman in real estate, I think it's important to realize that no matter what, you need a support system, whether you're a man or a woman. You need a support team around you that's gonna balance you out. And it's funny because today I felt like being in that movie, I Don't Know How She Does It. It's called I Don't Know How She Does It. It's a movie. It's a funny movie where the lady's in finances and she's dealing with the kids. And so today felt like one of those days, but I was laughing because I was like, well, you just got to push through. I mean, we as women, we're great multitaskers. That's in our nature. We can do 100 things at once. We can change a diaper. We can do dinner. We can check homework. We can be on a business call all at the same time and do it right. So it's just part of our nature to do that. And so I tell women, real estate, you don't have to go out and be, hammering a hammer. I don't do that, but I know how to manage systems, and I've learned because of real estate, I've learned how to manage teams and how to manage people around me so that they're handling that stuff that I don't want to do, and I can handle the things that I do want to do. And so that's what I've learned through this process as a newbie, and then now active full time, and through HomeVestors implementing that into my business, is to realize I'm a great multitasker. That's part of my nature. That's who I am as a woman. There's priorities in my life that are more important than others. My children, for example, like today, having to get my daughter from school because she was sick before coming to do the interview, little things like that. But it's the flexibility that you have and the ability to juggle all those things at once. As a woman, we can bring that to real estate and be able to find the deals, meet with the investors, talk to the old lady that's selling her house, and she wants to feel comfortable with somebody that can relate to her, and she talks to you like you're her daughter and gives you a big old hug.
Yeah.
That's the kind of energy that we can bring to this industry that we don't realize we have that within us, and we have that power to be able to transform in different forms or another to relate to different people from across the board.
Yeah, attitude is so important in this business and really every business, but I think it's easy to let, life can get you down sometimes, and you could let little things ruin your day or your week or your month, but whether you're a man or a woman, it's so easy to get bogged down in the details that don't matter. You just have to keep plowing forward.
Right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about where you're going with the Real Estate Newbie in terms of you're trying to work more with folks that are newbies now and help them grow their real estate business through the things you're doing in down in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yes, I'm in South Texas, which is the very bottom of Texas. It's beyond San Antonio. You realize Texas goes beyond San Antonio.
It does? Yeah.
Yes, it does. And so that's where I am now. And it's been an interesting journey. I've been all over Texas and, and lived in other cities. But being back home where my family's at, being surrounded by a huge Hispanic family, 60 cousins and 12 uncles and aunts, and family's a big part of my culture. And being here, being where my girls can be loved on by their grandparents, has really been able to give me a good foundation to start a strong business down here and to develop the HomeVestors. I'm the first HomeVestors here down in South Texas. And so to bring that down here and to be running all over, it's actually like, I think 3 hours from one side to the other, in this territory. And so to be running from out in the country to out by the South Padre Island, which is the beach, on the coast, it's been fun. And so I'm finding all these properties and I'm finding all these good deals that people don't really know about in the rest of the country. And so the Real Estate Newbie has been a place where I can say, you know what, like, let's look. Have you looked at South Texas? Have you looked at this area? You still have the commodities. You still have people that are working in the oil business and that are working in all of the other securities that Texas is bringing to the real estate investing world, because many people are flocking to Texas for real estate investing to buy rental properties or to buy passive income properties, but they don't realize that South Texas is the hidden gem of Texas. And so the Mexicans know that. Mexican nationals, we have tons of money being poured into this area from people. They're bringing their businesses from Mexico or from Latin America. But it's cool to see how this area is growing so fast and how it's changing rapidly. And so I've been talking to, in the Real Estate Newbie, I've been wanting and learning, starting to educate investors. How can you be a passive investor? Yes, know everything you need to know. This is what you need to know. This is how you need to run your numbers. This is how you need to evaluate a deal. This is how you need to look for things. And then also, okay, this is what we're offering in South Texas. And you can find those properties at southtexasrentalproperties.com. And so really showing them how we're another avenue for them for their real estate investing.
And what you're doing is you're finding folks to partner with, and then you will help wholesale properties to them and maybe help get them set up with property management or other things that they might need. Yeah, that's great.
Through HomeVestors, I do the wholesaling. So I buy the properties. We buy them really, really good prices. I mean, we're buying them really, really low. and then we're just selling them, for a little bit more, and we're still getting a really good deal to our investors.
Yeah.
And through SouthTexasRentalProperties.com, that's where we combine Texas Valley Real Estate, which is my husband's real estate agency. It has an in-house property management firm that's been working with international investors for a long time, and realty firm. And so we're able to bring MLS deals and also wholesale deals from home investors into one place where we can be able to show that.
Yeah. And most people, even me, don't realize, how big the Rio Grande Valley is. I mean, what's the population of that market?
Well, they did a circumference around us, which is kind of interesting, and I have the information. I don't know if you realize we're in the buy to rent issue.
Oh, great. Yeah, I saw your ad.
Yeah, we're in there.
Ad, yeah.
So I was like, oh, wait, let me bring that up.
Yeah.
Because we put all that information. We have an article in there also. And it's pretty large. It's like Detroit. It's kind of interesting. I always have to look things up because I'm not big on quick ad.
If you want to attract customers to your market, I don't know if you want to compare yourself to Detroit.
No, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean Detroit. Denver.
It's like the Emerald City.
Yeah. No, Denver and Pittsburgh. It's okay. It's I had to look all this information up. It's 2.7 million households, and it's projected to grow by 15% in the next 5 years. So it's the 23rd largest U.S. market, equivalent to Denver and Pittsburgh. So it's in a 150-mile radius. But I mean, just this area itself, like I said, there's people that are working in the oil business that live here and then travel to the rest part of Texas, like to San Antonio and to West Texas and Houston, Corpus. And then there's our medical industry is growing really quickly. And there's just a lot of infrastructure and growth. I mean, you come down here, what you hear anywhere else, you'll think is totally different.
Yeah. Plus just the affordability of housing is ridiculous there. So you can buy, rental properties that really can be some great rental properties. So
3-2s. I mean, because our culture is big on like construction. I'm just joking around, but it's true. I mean, you got your Pablos and Juans and stuff in this market. We're largely Hispanic, culture, and so a lot of the construction here is really high quality and it's really well done. But yet we're also, I'm just saying because I am Hispanic, I can say these things about ourselves, but we like to buy really low, and we like to save money. It's part of our DNA, and so. The quality is really high and then the cost is really low. And so that comes across into what people can buy, and that comes across for investors too. Yeah,
great. Well, anything else you want to add about the Real Estate Newbie or about the South Texas, make sure I say this right, SouthTexasRentalProperties.com?
More than anything is I'm here to be of service. I'm here to be of service and hopefully an inspiration to women and to newbies. And to investors that want to get into this business. And I know life is crazy. I know life can pull you in different directions all at the same time. But I know many times people are looking for an answer, and they're looking for that extra income, that little bit of extra push, that grow their kids' college fund or grow their retirement fund, or just have an extra $300, $400 a month. Sometimes it's all you really need, and so, or just single moms out there that need to find a way to make more money and still have time for their kids to be able to go pick them up from school, at the last minute. And so if I can be of an inspiration to you through the realestatenewbie.com, or if you want to find properties and buy properties at SouthTexasRentalProperties.com, I'm available to real estate investors.
Great. Well, we'll add links to those below the video. And Flower is just a wonderful person. So if you have any interest in learning more about her, I definitely encourage you to contact her. So thanks so much for joining us, Flower.
You're welcome.
And
thank you.
I know I'll be seeing you soon.
Yes, I'll see you this weekend.
That's right. All right. Well, have a good day, and we'll talk to you later, okay? Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. Are you a member of FlipNerd.com, the most robust real estate investing platform in existence, where you can find off-market wholesale deals and great vendors literally in your market? You can get access to advice from experts and learn about local clubs and events right in your backyard. If not, please visit FlipNerd.com and register for a free account. You can register in less than a minute. It's pretty much the coolest site that's ever existed in the real estate investing industry, so get on over to FlipNerd.com.